Hello and welcome to another wonderful new episode of Overlord Explained. I'm Shergog, your host, and today we will be discussing the question of what Ainz Ooal Gown actually wanted to do when he first arrived in the new world. What were his plans, his fears? Let's take a look. But before we dive into all of that, I want to say thanks to all of my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as to all users of the YouTube thanks function who made one-time donations. And now let's get to the main topic at hand. Ainz Ooal Gown's initial thoughts after realizing that he was trapped in this new world was how to secure the loyalty of at least some of the NPCs. And therefore he decided to venture in the chamber adjacent to the throne room, known as the Megaton, where a substantial force of golems were kept, and made them swear loyalty to him and him alone. And Ainz Ooal Gown did this because at the very beginning he didn't fully trust the NPCs. After all, the Great Tomb of Nezarec was now a horde of demons. And furthermore, you couldn't become a member of the Great Tomb of Nezarec, meaning a guild member, one of the now 41 supreme beings, if you did not play as a heteromorph. In other words, if Ainz Ooal Gown's real human identity would leak, it could very well be that all of the members of the Great Tomb of Nezarec, all of the NPCs, would instantly turn on him. And therefore he needed the golems, who were far easier to control, who were more on the lines of robots than actual sentient beings. Following that, Ainz made sure to also secure the loyalty of the golems within the amphitheater on the 6th floor of Nezarec. And during his brief training he also made sure that he could still use the magic that he could use back in the game, and would not be completely defenseless in the event of a conflict. Furthermore, he ensured that his skills and abilities were functioning correctly, and experimented a bit with his guild item, the Staff of Ainz Ooal Gown, which made him even stronger. And after successfully giving instructions to all of the floor guardians for the first time, and accidentally activating the level 1 of his Aura of Despair in the process, which actually enhanced the impression of his leadership, Ainz Ooal Gown explored the new world using the mirror of remote viewing. And when Ainz discovered the village of Karn, he was initially hesitant to intervene. The anime might also not fully convey that Ainz had doubts about his own strength, whether or not he would even be indeed powerful enough to save Karn at all. He was unsure how the world worked and how powerful the beings in this new world were. For him it was a real possibility at this moment that leveling beyond level 100 was very easy in this new world, which could pose problems for the Great Tomb of Nezarec. After Ainz Ooal Gown decided to save the village of Karn, due to sentimental reasons towards his friend Touchme, he also planned to immediately retreat if his favorite spell, Grasp Heart, couldn't achieve its instant death effect. This is because the secondary effect of Grasp Heart was to stun the opponent for a few seconds, giving Ainz time to escape. So the spell failing was actually his contingency plan. And it also wasn't made clear in the anime that Ainz didn't single-handedly and later with Albedo save the village of Karn, because additional forces from the Great Tomb, including the 8 edged assassins, joined up with both of them later. They initially reported their readiness to plunder the village, but Ainz quickly clarified that this wasn't the goal. Afterwards, during the conversation with the village elder, Ainz formulated what I like to call his first 10,000-year plan. At this point, Ainz still didn't know how strong his guild and he himself was relative to the rest of the world, and how rare players from Yggdrasil Online truly were. On the contrary, he thought that all of the other Yggdrasil players who were online during the server shutdown were likely also in this new world. And he also believed that the in-game politics and actions would now take a backseat, allowing the players to organize themselves first, along more human connections. And therefore Ainz Ooal Gown was quite sure that if a large number of Japanese players of Yggdrasil Online were now stranded in the New World, these players would likely form a large group of their own, and Ainz Ooal Gown wanted to be a part of that group instead of being alone and unprotected. If truly all Yggdrasil players came to the New World, it would have made a lot of sense, given the Grey Tomb's reputation as a player-killing guild was well earned, and players with heteromorph avatars weren't particularly popular, and even hunted for bounties by other players, or in order to fulfill certain quests. During this time, when everyone was focused on returning home and forming groups, and the in-game politics would not be relevant at all, it was just favorable to join such a group. Ainz, a typical office worker in the New World, a salaryman, believed that being part of a group would be beneficial, especially since he could engage in professional conversations due to his experience with customer interactions. He might even encounter colleagues from his own company, who also played Yggdrasil, and therefore they could then vouch for him. So overall it was a pretty solid plan. However, Ainz didn't realize that he accidentally ordered his own forces, the Great Tomb of Nazarick, to conquer the entire world. And if he didn't make this oversight, this mistake, or if he had recently discovered this mistake, then the world conquest plan would just never been put into action. And therefore Society wouldn't likely have had a run-in with the Black Scripture, which means that overall, the Great Tomb would still be a force of peace, for lack of a better term. And so this is what Ainz Ooal Gown did after being transported to the New World. And now it's your turn. Feel free to share your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. And with that said, I say thank you very much for watching, and special thanks to Ada Daddy Ada, Bad Guy Ye, Bad Burrito 316, Bezer, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Dragonlord Placy Du Saxophone, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feralchivan, Guy with That Hat, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Loverazor, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantom, Personage, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Cune Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rag Ed Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenukai, and Zonegon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon under my next video.